Look out, look out. Steve walks wearily down the street, Brimple way down low. Ain't no sound.
Okay, so in the background there is Kinney Starr. So not only is she a fantastic musician, she's also a spoken word artist, and you can catch her tonight actually. The Sound of Reconciliation in Action with the organisations Alive and Piece It Together. There is a special event happening at the Russian Hall. So it's Reconciliation in Action celebration featuring Kinney Starr and guests. So I do have Scott on the line. Hello, Scott.
Yes.
Great. You are live on CiTR Radio. Thanks so much for calling through. I know you've had a big day of events and workshops. First of all, can you tell us about the organisation that you are the executive director of?
Absolutely. I'm the founding member of Aboriginal Life in Vancouver Enhancement Society, Alive, and we're about almost 1,000 members. We're extremely active in really trying to redesign the whole social, economic, environmental approach to how we work with vulnerable populations in the city of Vancouver. In a nutshell, we're busy and trying to change the whole paradigm where we build inclusive, engaging, reflective communities with all people. So it's really about how we integrate urban Aboriginal people with the broader community that reflects our culture and our aspirations and our needs.
Well, that's fantastic and much needed. And of course, there has been cynicism in the past about what government is willing to do and willing not to do, but there's a lot of committed people like yourself who are just digging and doing the work.
Well, the governments have, federal, provincial, municipal, school board, parks board, and foundations and all that, they all work through a program sort of delivery mindset. They segregate, create a competitive model that doesn't really work in the interest of people in the community. And we're really trying to shift that over. And today's event, we had, we must have had about 3,000, maybe 4,000 people here, children and families, just government people, community organizations, and just a wildly successful reconciliation in action is what we're calling it. That's where relationships get built. That's where we tear down misinformation, stereotypes, about really learning and sharing with each other and building community together.
Oh, it's so positive and timely too, given the that big decision yesterday about the Enbridge pipeline, and just seeing the incredible strength of the protesters who have come out, including many members of the First Nation community.
Absolutely, and that's what it's really about, is that, the environment is so important, and if you're not protecting the environment, then not much else is going to be protected. And so it's really critically important that we build alliances and bridges with all other sectors of the community and start working together in a way that actually enhances and supports the environment, not for just today, but for future generations.
Exactly. And it's great here on the show. I've had the good fortune to meet some of the inspiring people in the arts community through the Red Jam Slam events that are held.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're well connected with those guys. And
yeah, we created them. We actually helped launch them and incubate Red Jam Slam.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And that's what we do, is we listen to the community, and they want different things, and we help use our supports, our networks, to actually build what the community wants. And that was one of the agencies we helped develop.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. And then what else actually happened today? What was some of the events or workshops that
Well, today we're in the inner city, in the downtown east side, and this is British Columbia's most impoverished community, Canada for that matter. And we have a very large urban Aboriginal population, immigrant, refugees, low income, and so it's a very unique community with many unique challenges. And a lot of our work the last 5 years has been building partnerships about integration, coordination, all those, around principles of inclusion and reflection, and really maintaining those principles around an empowerment model. We're not talking about charity. We're not asking anyone for money. We're saying, this is what we got, let's connect it, and once we connect it through a strategy, then we go after various governments and foundations and First Nations to say, this is how this program fits to a strategy. And that's really what we need to do, is we need to start looking at things through a strategic approach, not about who has the money or any of that kind of stuff, really about how we can have evidence-based research endorsing programs that build a strategy of inclusion.
Oh, it sounds extremely positive, and it's so great to be able to tell folks here and listeners in Australia too about some of the great work that's been done here in Canada.
Yeah, it's brilliant work. Indigenous populations around the world. I mean, the whole place, we call it a place-based approach, and it's really found, I'm Salish myself, and it's really founded on everything is interconnected, and it's actually an Indigenous philosophy that we're working with here in the inner city of Vancouver.
Absolutely. And of course, there's always time to celebrate too. There's the tough policy work and the negotiations and everything, but tonight there's a great musical event.
Absolutely, yeah. We just finished the local reconciliation process, and we're just moving into the evening event, which is about having some fun and bringing comedians and different type of entertainers together. And it's really we're calling it global reconciliation, and we're looking at other issues, colonialism. In this case, it'll be Palestinian and Israeli, and looking at different ways we can raise awareness about colonialism and raise awareness that, we're all global citizens, whether we like it or not, and we have to get informed, and we have to get engaged and start working together around our common interest, regardless of, what our political elites are doing.
Awesome. Well, it's a great mixed bag then tonight at the Russian Hall, which is at 600 Campbell Avenue, and there'll be DJs there. There'll be both Indigenous and Middle Eastern food served. And we just played Kinney Starr. Now, I was totally blown away by that song that I just played before. She is unbelievable. And I wasn't aware of her before, not having grown up here. What can you tell us about Kinney Starr?
Oh, Kinney Starr is a Mohawk citizen and living here in Salish territory, and very high profile, innovative, and has a very powerful message to share with everybody. And we were fortunate enough to have her here tonight as our headliner, along with the Tall Brothers. We got a comedian coming in, and so we're really excited. It's going to happen actually in a couple minutes. It's all starting up.
Well,
we're also even going to have a play called The Arab and the Jew, which is going to be playing shortly, and so we're really excited because it's really about bringing together all these diverse interests, these diverse communities, and building community together.
Okay, well, thanks so much, Scott Clarke, for phoning through. Scott is the Executive Director of the Aboriginal Live in Vancouver Enhancement Society, also known as ALIVE, and he's been speaking about the event tonight. You can get down there, the Russian Hall, 600 Campbell Avenue, if you're in Vancouver. Still plenty of time. There'll be events going through into the night.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, come on down.
That's right. Thanks very much, Scott.
Thank you very much.
Look out, boom, boom, boom. Look out, boom, boom, boom. Another one bites the dust. Look out, boom, boom.